Let's have a calendar.
Your pocket calendar.
All right, here we go. Wait,
Sure. Funds. All my appointments. This time. No, anyway. Here in Iowa City, yes, so. Okay, I call the meeting to order. First item is to approve the agenda.
Move to approve. Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Opposed,
Say no. Minutes of the August 30th, 2022 board meeting.
move to approve.
Have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Resolution 45, 2022 quarterly transfer to secondary road fund.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Resolution 46, 2022 abating certain property taxes in the city of Ottumwa. I put that letter in there. What it is these people bought the lot next to their house out on Fairview. The house had burned down that was on that lot in the shed. And they went ahead and paid those taxes. But now it's been down for over a year. It's still on the taxes. So they've asked us to abate those taxes we didn't abate all of it. They still have to pay the lot. But the house and the shed have been burned down, and they were burned down prior to this tax cycle.
Move the resolution.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Tax suspension under Iowa Code Section 427.8.
Move to approve.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Tax suspension under Iowa Code Section 427.8. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Review and award bids on courthouse window replacement project. Kelly opened the bids and we had 3 bidders. 2 were local. She referred it to our engineer, Amoroso, to give us a recommendation back after he studied the bids. And everything was okay, wasn't it, Kelly?
Yep.
So this is to award the bids to
Personal.
$1,177,225.
And I talked to one of the guys that, the guy I think that did the bid on this, and it's a great example of trying to make sure we get as many bids as possible. Because I think that did, but I know it helped us with that competition to get that work. And so I know sometimes it's not always possible, but the ability to get more than one bid and get competing contractors only helps us and the county, the taxpayers.
I entertain a motion to approve Christner Construction as the successful bidder on the courthouse window replacement project.
So moved.
Any questions or comments? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Acknowledge and file asbestos report for courthouse window replacement project. We had to have a survey done. It really was not very expensive when you look at doing 5 floors. It was only like $900. And they gave the report. We've given it to our engineer on the project, and he has given it to he will give it to the successful bidder. And the reason we're doing it that way is if they're only gonna work in a certain parameter, they're not in areas where we have any asbestos or lead paint. So the contractor will be the one to know what areas we need to have them come in and do the abatement on. Says acknowledging filing the report.
Move to acknowledge and file.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed, say no. It's approved. Approval of project funding agreement for Bridge 51 replacement on Whiskey Ridge Road.
This here is to have the state reimburse us for a portion of the bridge replacement. On Whiskey Ridge, it's the bridge just 2,000 feet east of T61.
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Personnel, request for payroll. It's a new hire in the assessor's office.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed, say no. Any other business? One thing, you know, we've been involved in the food delivery for years. Well, this year we started the veterans food delivery, but it's outside. And we've only had one bad day. That's where it was raining. So Kim now is bringing over like canopies and tents. So the people handing out the food and the food will be protected. But we still had concerns about December, January, and February. It appears we're going to be able to go down to our new place, emergency management headquarters. They have an area there where people can drive through. So the people handing out the food will be, it'll still be cold, but they'll be inside at least out of the weather. And when we're putting it in the cars, that will be protected. We've not worked out totally that, but this happens once a month. And the first hour, of course, we really have a solid line of people clear past privilege. After that, it just hit and miss. But the good part is it appears we found a place that we can at least try this inside now, so we can continue. Anything else to come before the board?
Hey, Brian, what came of your guys' meeting with the city a couple of weeks ago regarding any kind of feasibility of a bridge over the CP tracks out there?
I wasn't able to make the meeting. Jeff, I think
They say,
We're gonna move forward with our phase. Well, it's up to the city whether or not we're gonna move forward with the phase 1 of the feasibility study.
what's the first phase?
we want to put
First
in,
phase is basically just a little bit better than a bar napkin analysis of it, and more, big broad strokes guesses. Identifying all of our potential barriers and hurdles. Identifying our major costs, estimated, just our estimated costs, a big stroke, more budgetary analysis wise instead of fine tuning. That's basically it of that. Identifying our biggest problems, biggest problems, biggest hurdles.
this meeting was really just kind of a follow-up, really. We decided in the last one through regional planning, they didn't feel that we had enough time to put in a good quality application for the feasibility study that was due in October, that would be due next month. So we really just kind of put a date on it, so that way it didn't get pushed to the back, but so I don't think there's really a whole lot of of change with it other than just the ability to meet and talk face to face again.
And this will give us a decision whether or not to build fully in depth and spend $60,000 on a full blown study.
Have they given a timeline as far as if they decide to do that, when they would do that by, or?
It would take probably about 6 weeks to get back phase one.
They've decided that they're gonna go ahead and do that, or they're still considering.
I gave the blessing on the county to have to move forward. The city was going to talk amongst themselves whether or not they want to put in there. I don't see that they're not gonna do it. It was something that the people there did not want to act alone.
And we're looking at a joint between the city, the county, and
Yeah,
CP to fund that study, and it's a grant, of course, it's
How much is the study roughly? Any idea?
60,000 estimated for the full blown study.
Also today, there's a consultation at City Hall. You know, we usually have those when they're gonna take money away from us, like tip, but this is just a voluntary annexation out of the corner of Hutchinson and Pennsylvania. Quite possible the people that own it are wanting to annex to the city. My guess is because then that would give them an opportunity to pursue it.
Whenever they wanted some people wanted to annex in and they couldn't because of something with the state that wouldn't let them do it.
set people on Pennsylvania. Oh, I thought that was approved, it was approved.
I would go down the
I
road.
wouldn't want to go to this one. Anything else to come before the board?
I sat in on a meeting for the environmental review process for the CPKC junction of the CP line through Tonawanda. Not too happy with their assessment of what that is going to affect for us. They did a pretty broad stroke and said it wasn't going to be much of an issue for us. However, I feel differently, and I made those opinions known that I don't think we would be in favor of this merger without further benefit or more benefits coming back to us that the federal government could impose upon them to do for us to improve to make our lives a little bit easier and will stay the same as they are today.
What were the concerns that you brought up?
But just want to let you know, I would like to have you guys do the same.
Have you had any thoughts about an ordinance on addressing some of the concerns about the pipelines?
Yes. Pipelines, turbines, and there was one more, solar panels.
On the pipeline, we went through a class again up at ISAC, and I've got some copies of the ordinance that another county did. It affects everybody differently. You know, their concern was if it's going right along the limits of a city, but just outside, a city may have concern because maybe that's where they want to develop and they can't develop over that. So ours isn't like that, but still, we may want to have an ordinance that restricts how close it can be to a house, a school, playground,
Yeah.
things like that, so.
I sat through a similar class with the utility board. And the way they made it sound is our ordinances do not really we can't really control it. Other than we can take our ordinance, submit it to the utility boards as a complaint, saying, here's our rules, please enforce them. Please and thank you. That's about it.
Move to adjourn.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. We are adjourned.